Okay.
What did occur?
Well, now they have to get a lien.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, they can be deferred, you have to put them in, but they still have to indemnify the ability to put them in later. That doesn't mean that they're not gonna do them. That means they don't have to put them in today, but they may have to put them in 10 years.
If there's some requirement later on.
I understand that part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But are you saying that the $5,000 lien is a deferment?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a deferment.
Okay,
Well, it's not the same, gentlemen.
Howard, my understanding is not, what occurred last week, what was said last week, is not what they're saying here.
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah. And so maybe we will need to look at this thing again and maybe go back and I may do it myself, call for us to look at the ordinance and bring it up for discussion again and give him the discretion to do the same thing with the sidewalks as we do with the curbs and gutters.
Which is deferred.
A complete deferment.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if I may. Howard, obviously in the town site of Ocotillo, this past Friday had 2 residents come and discuss the whole issue. We as an agency are aware that if you have highways and you have a town site, you have the residents walking from their residence, business, so forth. Now, if a resident is injured off on the highway because there is no suitable sidewalks, do we as an agency stand liable for that? And it's those questions that always come up, and we always look at the health and safety issues. Our Public Works Director is faced with that same question. Now, there are areas out in the country that are unincorporated, that perhaps a acre home site does not have the requirement of sidewalks, curbs, or gutters. But in town sites, such as Ocotillo, such as Winter Haven, such as, and I bear with me, I know these are difficult pills to swallow, but it's the liability issues that we have to address. And I just want to make sure that the public is aware that we have this health and safety responsibilities as well.
Right. Mr.
We're going to discuss it. Let's bring it back.
I think we should bring it back because one size does not fit all, and that's what you're here for.
Right.
Because you can't compare Ocotillo to Winter Haven. So let's bring it back at the next appropriate meeting so we can ascertain and clarify.
Absolutely. Howard, we're going to bring this item back, and I'm going to ask to make sure that staff notifies somebody from the council out there so that you will then be aware that's going to be on the agenda when we're going to discuss this issue. We'll put it on as a regular item so we can have substantial discussion and potential action on this particular item, okay? So we can discuss it more thoroughly. When we're in public comment, we're restricted on what we can discuss, and we can't do anything about it. We can't take any action. So we'd rather have it come back and then have a more substantial discussion. We will notify you when that will be. All right?
It may not be next week.
It may not be next week. It might be the week after that. But we will notify someone on the council, can notify other people in the area, yourself and others that have been here consistently on this issue.
So I mean, I understand this. Now that you brought up the highway and the town site, that I can understand that may change it somewhat.
Yeah.
But okay, so.
But we'll bring all that together and we'll
discuss.
discuss
So I was right in thinking deferment's not a lien.
Right.
I might add, I had a considerable duress today because I went back 30 years because my car broke down. I had to use my old air conditioner with no air conditioning. So I'm here. Whew, it was important for me to drive that 30 miles. But thank you, gentlemen.
Then take advantage of that 2 at 55 air conditioning on the way home. Okay?
Yeah, we never tried.
Both windows down. So, all right. Any others for public comment? Seeing none, then we'll close public comment and move back to the discussion calendar. And on sheets turned all over here. All right, item 19, which is discussion regarding purchase of office furniture by social services. Mr. Sims, who has enjoyed the morning's activities, is here to answer any questions that you might have, gentlemen.
Just real quick before we go to the item, you mentioned the festivities, and it was really enjoyable to see all those people getting their degrees.
It is.
But one other positive note to let your board know is that San Diego State is going to offer an MSW program beginning this summer, and with collaboration between San Diego State and Pure Valley Campus, our department and behavioral health, we have 22 employees signed up for the program, and the program starts this summer. So a couple of years from now, you may have 22 MSWs there. We're looking forward to it. Anyway, the item before you today is kind of a follow-up to an action your board took in February when you approved additional staffing for our Medi-Cal and administrative support program. And it's taken this time to actually get the bids and estimates for the additional cubicle space that we need to put in our department here on South 4th Street to house these individuals. Many of them have been hired, a number of them are in training and will be coming out of training, so we do need the additional cubicle space. We have sufficient funds within this year's budget to accommodate it. What we're asking your board today to approve not only the cubicles, but to give me the authority to make adjustments as necessary.
How many people are we talking about?
17 cubicles. And also to approve the attached budget amendment resolution, which would transfer funds to the equipment account to handle the expenditure.
Okay. I have a couple of questions, and it may not necessarily be for you, Jim, but direct it to whoever, to staff, that can give me the answers on this. I'd like to know, do we still have a contract with this firm? We had a contract for a period of time. I forget what the length of time it was, 3 or 4 years, or are we just...
My understanding is we do not. However, they provide they are the provider of the type of furniture that fits with those cubicles that are already in place.
What we're actually doing is adding 2 existing cubicles, so we want the same quality, dimensions, and size and appropriate guarantees.
That's all fine and good, Jim, and well and good, but you know, I think we need to look at the cost factors. And the other deal is do we make use of companies that are in the California U.S. Communities types of contracts through the California State Association of Counties, which we could realize perhaps significant savings on future purchases on these items? I'd like to see us take advantage of as many of those programs as possible. We already do some, but there are a number of furniture companies that are part of those California U.S. Communities. So if you could just get me the answers and send it by email, it's fine.
Well, you know, this is $5,000 a unit.
Well, there's work, shipping, and everything else, but still.
That's $5,000. That's
All right.
It's a ton of money. Jeez, I'm crying.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
Consent.
Right?
Yes, consent.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Just on a side note, I know it's a point of order, but Jim, I just want to commend you on your work. And I had the pleasure of attending the ACE program graduation last Thursday on behalf of the board, and it was certainly enlightening to me, yet also rewarding to see that these students that are don't go through the typical program or come from a typical household, quote unquote, are able to reach and achieve a milestone as they move forward, and the support that your department provides for them is outstanding.
Thank you so
I just want
much.
to commend you.
I agree. I've been to that, and unfortunately I can make this last one, but of the programs that I have been associated with or seen, that by far ranks among the best.
And Judge Ulloa came to the first graduation this time, and I think he was duly impressed too, because he sees these kids coming to his juvenile court, and to see them come up through the system like that and actually achieve what they've done. And the one speaker there that came back and was speaking from her second year of university experience out of county, it's really exciting to see these kids actually becoming independent and self-sufficient and moving on and doing the good things in life we all enjoy.
Well, I think she was a positive light to them, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel as she is continuing her studies at Cal Poly Pomona, and saying that though there are hurdles in life, it's a reality for everyone. It's just a matter of their mental outlook and attitude towards how they can look at them as challenges and opportunities rather than obstacles.
Yes, and it really means a lot to have the board's support of this program. I certainly appreciate all your support you've given to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have